Hello, welcome to Being Beta. Today I'm going to be preparing the greenhouse ready for the 2021 season of growing. So by way of background, we had this greenhouse for about 6 months, bought it secondhand. If you haven't seen the other videos in the series, you can have a little look at how we dismantled it and then set it up here. But essentially I've just let the chickens have free run of the greenhouse through the winter. So hopefully all of that manure has been fertilising the ground. So what I'm going to use today, I've got myself a spade, a rake and a fork, and I'm just going to dig the ground out initially, turn all the ground soil over, particularly as you can see it's got a bit green and a bit weedy. Get rid of the weeds, and then I'm going to prepare it by putting a bit of a path down the middle, and then I've got little bits of kit that can go in here as well before I start planting seedlings in the pots. The process I'm going through now then is just using the garden fork to break up the soil. The reason I'm doing this, it's got quite compacted on top and quite dried out. So I'm turning the soil over to break up the soil so that I can dig straight into this with plants that I'm going to put in. But also all of the sort of chicken poop is on the surface at the moment, so I'm going to dig that in, and then when it comes I'm going to be putting my own compost in as well, which is just over there. So again that'll help make it a bit easier to dig it in. So literally all I'm doing is just popping the fork in, put my body weight through it just until I feel it pinch a little bit, lifting, driving in a bit further, and then just turning that top layer over. And then if there's any big chunks, I'm just then breaking them up with a fork as I go along. So I'm going to do this for the whole area of the greenhouse. Again, removing any weeds and chucking them out because I don't want to put them back into the soil. And then yeah, I'll come back to you when it's done. Torture for the Obby the chicken, who can see all these juicy worms. But clearly I'm not letting any of the chickens in now. I want to keep the worms and grubs in here just to aerate the soil. So I've dug the ground round, and then I had 2 paving slabs. These were from a neighbour, which I've used, and then until I source another paving slab, I've just temporarily got these planks in place, and that's just so once I start planting out, I can actually still reach the corners. So what I'm going to do now is go and get the compost, which was from last year, and then I'm going to start digging that in and raking it through. This is the compost then, which is from last year. Now it's a mixture of grass cuttings, chicken bedding, which is a wheat straw. We've then got the chicken poop in there, and then any sort of veg and fruit peelings from the kitchen. So I'm really pleased how it's composted down. So I will start spreading that now. The compost is all raked out now, so I'm going to move on to probably more of the aesthetics than a practical, but I've got some scrap bits of wood that I'm just going to create a little border along the lip of these slabs, just to prevent too much sort of soil coming across onto the slabs. Again, I'm not going to go to expense of buying any borders. I'm probably not even going to stake these in. I'm just going to tack them in, so they may end up just looking nice rather than actually providing any practical help. And then the bench itself, I can't assemble it outside and fit it through the door, so I'm going to have to assemble it in here. So that's what I'm going to go on to next. So that's the border in, and this little shelf here, I've decided to leave one leg off just so I can still get access underneath, and it's still nice and secure, so there's no worries there. So yeah, looking forward to moving all the kit in here and start potting and all the rest of it. So thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to help other beaters out there too. Take care.